Part 2. The Anapanasati, Mindfulness of Breathing, meditation practice according to the approach of Luang Pu Somchai Thitawiryo, the former chief monk of Khao Sukim Temple, Chanthaburi Province. If we walk until tired, we stand. Keep the posture similar to walking meditation. For example, place the right hand over the left hand resting on the lower abdomen, stand straight, focus on the in and out breath at the tip of the nose, and recite Phut Do, Phut Do. If closing the eyes causes swaying, then we open our eyes. Cast your gaze at a distance of about 4 cubits and focus on Phut Do, just like in sitting meditation. If we can command the mind to remain at the designated base or the meditation word we hold on to, Phut Do, at all times until the mind cannot escape the face of mindfulness into natural sense. Objects at all, it means that the creation of our protector's power is sufficient for our needs as well. If we are tired and wish to sleep, we lie down on our right side. Place your hands stacked under your right cheek. Place your left hand flat along your body and stretch your legs straight. If stretching them straight is uncomfortable, tuck them in slightly for comfort and then focus on the in and out breath at the tip of the nose as well. From there, recite Phut Do until our mind has no way to wander off to connect with sense objects anymore, is fully normal and perfectly orderly. Then it means that the power we created for the purpose of leading our mind toward becoming a noble person, Arya Pogala, is complete. Next, we come to practice rising and sitting, rising up and sitting down. In what manner should we perform it so that it is appropriate for our gender, age, and status? For example, whether male, female, or ordained status like Buddhist monks, novices, or nuns. What is our age? Are we a child or an adult, middle-aged or elderly, of the generation of a father or a mother, a grandfather or a grandmother, an ama, grandmother, or an agong, grandfather, and so on. And then we reflect on our status, what it is like, whether we are a father or a mother, a student or a teacher, for instance. Are the expressions through body and speech already appropriate for our gender, age, and status? We must constantly reflect on our gender, age, and status, whether all expressions are composed of benefit or harm, and whether they will lead to defilement or purity. We must focus and know beforehand. If it leads to defilement and harm, command and stop it immediately. Do not allow it under any circumstances. If it leads to benefit, even if it conflicts with the natural inclination of the mind, do not give in. We will find a skillful means to make the mind pleased with it eventually. Conducting the external aspects concerning the body and speech is comfortably done this way. Following that, regarding the events we experience, such as when they insult us or praise us, or when we see things that are repulsive, frightening, or desirable, what is the feeling of the mind like? We take that part of the power to sustain it and then try to find reasons to solve it further. Our awareness will become sharper, able to keep up with events that might cause it to wander off to connect with sense objects, or events that might cause it to fluctuate according to situations. That will become impossible. The power of restraint cannot fail to sustain it at all. Once we can sustain the mind under control, a certain kind of knowledge will arise to correct it immediately. Sometimes it may draw examples from the Buddha and the noble ones. For instance, has this event ever been experienced by the Buddha before? And have the noble ones, who are our elder brothers, experienced it before? Having experienced it, what did all those individuals do? we will have the awareness to incline toward and adopt the events and reasons of those noble persons to serve as examples to warn ourselves. Then our awareness has no way to go along with the events. We try to practice ours like this. Speaking of walking meditation and sitting meditation, we try to do them constantly as well. We practice ours continuously, both externally and internally, as previously mentioned. Following that, many wonders will occur. There will be some external side benefits, and there will be the real results on the side of meditation. As for the true result, it is that the irritability of the mind and the violence of the mind will diminish or may disappear entirely. Now we will see this within our own internal self. For example, sometimes we might take the side of defilements or give in to the power of defilements, prompting us to engage in wrongdoing. If there is the power of this tapadhamma part to restrain and sustain it, it will not go along with the power of that part. We will see this clearly within ourselves. As for other side benefits, we can fairly see them. The happiness called supreme happiness, Parama Sukh, which is true happiness, manifests clearly. Or other kinds of knowledge, such as the supernormal attainments, Abhina Samapatti. We do not need to beg for them. We do not need to practice them. They happen on their own. If we possess the spiritual disposition toward the four analytical knowledges, Saru, Patisambhida, then it knows and becomes profound on its own. It can occur to be seen as a blessing, called a side benefit. It can even perceive various things in a wondrous manner. This is very evident. What has been told here is the path of the transcendent, Lokutara, in brief. There is yet another type of meditation that the majority of practitioners get attached to or deluded by, which you call the subconscious state, bhavanga, or the internal realm, bhava, of the mind. If anyone falls into these states of bhavanga, there is a hope that it will be extremely difficult for them to progress. If they are not truly clever, they are bound to sink and die right there, because the fruits of meditation are highly attractive to the mind. If one gets deluded and attached just here, there is no way for it to lead toward liberation. Therefore, it is appropriate to bring this up for you to listen to, sufficient to serve as a point of observation as follows. When we have built the power of the protector, we use it to truly protect our mind. Once our mind yields to the controlling power, which is mindfulness, our mind has no opportunity to connect with memory associations, sana, on its own accord. There is hope that our mind will sink deep into meditation. Once the mind enters the current or integrates into meditation, we will see many results occurring, such as fullness, lightness, coolness permeating throughout, and radiance, for instance. But the results in this context refer to the results arising from the peace of the mind. That is, the mind is peaceful. There are three bases of peace: Kanika, momentary; Upakara, access; and Apanas, absorption. Each base is divided into two phases, having a beginning phase and an ending phase. The three bases combined thus make 6 phases. But regarding its characteristics in the initial stage, the first base is called Kanika. Its bhavanga has 2 bases, the beginning base and the ending base. The beginning base is this fullness itself. It feels a true fullness, full to the point of not wanting to sleep, not wanting to rest, and not wanting to speak with anyone. It is thoroughly enjoying itself alone. But the person themselves does not know which base they are in. In truth, this is the beginning base. The ending base has a lightness coming in to intersperse with the fullness, but not much. If it surpasses into the second base, which is upakara, for its bhavanga, the beginning base will have a lightness as if one is soaring or floating, as if one is not sitting on the ground, similar to having a celestial object serving as a support, floating about a cubit or two in that manner. The ending phase will feel a permeating coolness added further. If we can build mindfulness to completion, or if the commanding power, the controlling power, controls the awareness at its best, commanding it to remain under its power at all times, it will be able to plunge even deeper than that. When the mind enters the third rank or the third base, which is called apana, the initial bhavanga will have a bit of radiance added to the permeating coolness. Once one is proficient and skilled in it, the ending phase will generate a bright, clear, open, and spacious radiance. There is a coolness permeating throughout the entire body, cool just like a divine medicine entering the body. And there is also something resembling white, dim clouds or mist throughout the entire body, radiant and glorious. The white parts are like divine medicine coating our body. It feels very comfortable. It is cool, permeating, open, and spacious in the brain and nerves. Even after withdrawing from meditation, it still feels open and spacious in the brain. The things that were dark and dense in our brain completely disappear, and everything feels extraordinarily profound, truly strange. Just 3 ranks of meditation. If one can build mindfulness alone, without the noble guide, which is wisdom knowledge, pananana, merely relying on mindfulness to sustain the mind into these 3 ranks of meditation, it still yields blessings to this extent. Try it, all of us. When entering into these 3 ranks of meditation, everyone will like it without exception, because it is truly comfortable, comfortable beyond words. When everyone reaches it, you will feel for yourselves how and to what extent it is happy. If anyone wishes to end their doubts, do it. If you sit and guess, the more you guess, the further away from the truth you become progressively. However, these 3 ranks of meditation are classified as the internal sensual realm, kama bhava, or the subtle sensual realm,